Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dinda Annisa Syahida. I'm from the fourth class, and today I would like to share about how to synthesize journal articles according to the final task in critical reading subject. And for the first, I will explain the definition of synthesize. Synthesize is a complete and new writing about a summary from various reference sources regarding understanding or opinions. The summary is compiled into a new article that contains a single unit that is accordance with the needs of the author. And in addition, synthesize is also defined as a combination of different concepts and into a coherent one, and inductive reasoning or a dialectical combination of thesis and antithesis to obtain a higher truth. And the second, there are the function of the synthesize. The function of the synthesize in a scientific paper is as an opinion, idea, or a new idea given by the author to solve the problem found. And this idea can broadly provide views or comments, discussion, or other forms that argumentativeness by the author within certain limits. And the result of the synthesis can be in the form of data, fact, information, or new main ideas that have never been written by other people. And the third, uh, and that is the requirements from synthesize. In the preparation of the synthesize, there are 5 requirements to make a synthesize. Namely, the first is the author must be objective in citing expert opinion. The author must be critical of the reference sources. The writer can shape and sharpen his point of view. The author must look for links between reference sources. And the last is the author looks for part of the reference sources that match the need of his scientific works. And the next, um, how to create a synthesize. The process of compiling a synthesize can be developed in the writing of scientific papers and the preparation process among the others. The first is read reference sources quickly and critically. And what is a critical reading? Critical reading is an activity of reading reference sources such as a book, research paper, or research report, and a related research journal properly and truthfully. In practice, it's not uncommon to find reference sources that have the same discussion or topic, and readers must be able to compare, look for similarities and differences in the content of these references, and criticize these reference sources from the point of view of their strengths and weakness. And the result of good critical reading activity is a synthesis proposed by the author in a scientific paper. And the second is summarize the general description and design selected in the reference sources related to the topic being worked on. Compiling a summary. A summary is a short article from a reference sources that contain the main idea and is arranged in a coherent manner in accordance with the order in the reference sources. And this paper contains things that are considered important for each chapter in the reference sources and consists of only the main sentence. And the third is not the main ideas related to the author's ideas with the ideas in the reference sources read. And then compiling an overview. An overview is a short article that contains the main idea of several chapters in reference sources that are considered interesting, appropriate, and related to the author's writing. And this short article does not pay attention to the order of the main idea. According to the reference sources, Things that are considered irrelevant to the author's writing can be ignored. And the next is the notes. Notes the author critique of the theory put forward in the reference sources. And the next is understand and master the technique making citation and their referral system. And the next is create and compile a bibliography such as reference to related research journal and report research on result used by the author in the scientific work. That's the how to make synthesize. And now I will give you example the synthesize. English is an important language to learn, especially in everyday conversation, because English is an international language that is used globally. This condition raises the perception that mastery of English needs to be done from an early age. An English speaking skill is an important skill that must be mastered by students. This is a verbal productive skill that will be very useful in communication. To be able to express the ideas, thoughts, and feelings, opinion, or information and message verbally, they must master speaking skill. Yes. Furthermore, the activities carried out in learning English are very influential. Generally, good teachers always try to use the most effective teaching method and use appropriate teaching aids or media. Likewise, in choosing material, the teacher must adjust the level of ability, interest, and needs of the student. And the teachers and students can do many activities involving English speaking skill, such as using games, media, and meaning C in 2021 found that guessing game can be an alternative and effective learning method for elementary school children to improve their English speaking skill, especially pronunciation, vocabulary, and fluency. In addition, learning media that can be used to develop students' speaking skill that are using a pictorial meta plan. Pictorial meta plans as a teaching aid in learning speaking skill can make the students more active and creative and is one of the best way to develop speaking skill according to Satanto, Bowo, and Nurjana in 2021. And however, the current condition of the student and teachers who cannot meet face-to-face forces teacher to be more creative and prepare themselves so that students remain involved in learning activities even at home. And distance learning can cause students to get less guidance from the teacher, especially in terms of practicing speaking skill. Therefore, the speaking module was developed to develop to support the learning process and teach speaking skill independently. Nurjana, Saptanto, and Dewi in 2021. In the case of speaking skill, this module was developed to provide standards on what activities can be given to support independent learning strategies based on independent learning methods. Then the teacher must be need to explain what the model is and how to use it, followed by several steps. Introduce lesson plans, play audio, CDs, imitate recordings, practice it independently, and work in pairs, report works, and receive feedbacks from the teacher. Um, Independent student habits are considered prominent for students to be able to follow a distant learning environment. Children with field independence learning style taught by communicative method get higher English test result. The application of teaching methods related to the independent student learning style that are influenced by the environmental factor were learning, motivation, social aspect of the learning environment, and the circumstance of the characteristic of the person concerned through a communicate approach to provide better English learning outcomes. And this show that there is an interactive between teaching method and learning style in the result of the English text, according to Dennis 2020. Okay, that's all for the example of the synthesis. I hope this video can useful for you and for me. I'm sorry if I have mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.